Hi everyone, I'm going to react to My Hero Academia Season 4, Episode 10, Temp Squad. Last episode was awesome. There was this fight between Kirishima, Fat Gum, Rappa, and the other dude with the force field. It was so awesome, man. And then Fat Gum was not fat anymore. He had this blonde hair and was like, you can see his abs and all that. Kirishima, they showed this backstory with Kirishima and that featured Mina, because Mina was this light in the past to him. Like she was so popular and he was not. And then after an incident, he decided to be, to persevere and all that, and he used that in his fight against those two, and then they won. It was so cool. Okay, so let's check out this episode, and here we go. And this guy only just wanted to fight whoever by himself. The chivalrous hero, Red Riot. The boss and I, his father. Huh. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, this is not gonna be good, man. You are, man. You are. Oh, he'll be proud of you, man. He'll be proud of you. Are you freaking kidding me? He's still up? Whoa. MMA. Well, he tries to be sportsman like. Oh, you are acknowledged by a villain, man. Yep. You did good. You did good. So the guy must be near. I like him. The rapper. Oh. What the freak? How are you ever gonna beat him? Oh. Can y'all walk quickly? What is that speed? God. Oh, I forgot about this too. Oh my gosh. Because those two are coming. Or it's gonna be like one against the other group and then the other one against this music. Oh man, no. She got his blood. Ooh. Did she kill him? No, 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 no. Remember, Deku, remember. Okay. He's got it. The League of Villains. Who do I feel like I'm the one that got stabbed? Yes. He didn't put himself under. Virandengo. Oh, so we're gonna see that conversation. Panoaniki. Ooh. Yo. Wow. He's ripped. Oh, so the other guy's still there? Oh yeah, when he doesn't have his mask, that's when he's like, yeah. Huh? Oh. Why am I liking the villains, man? This the league music. Oh man, I love this music. I don't even know where to start with this episode, man. The Temp Squad. When they said Temp Squad, like that, I mean that title didn't mean anything to me. Before Riot, you know it's gonna be about Kirishima. So this one, they said Temp Squad, and I'm like, okay. Turns out the Temp Squad is Toga and Twice. I still was not expecting them this episode, man. Like, oh my gosh. And I wasn't expecting the turn that villain Rappa that he did when he came to Kirishima and Fat Gum. Like I thought after that punch that Fat Gum did that they were defeated, but they weren't. The guy was still standing, and he's like, "Okay, I want to fight to the death." And then he's like, "Okay, so let's get this kid some medical aid or something, first aid." And Fat Gum is like, "Huh? Like, were you just trying to kill us?" And then the guy's like, he was part of the MMA. Like when they say MMA, I'm taking the boxing thing. I want to. Like I hear MMA all the time, but I never know what those letters stand for. So when he said it here, I'm like, oh, so it must be a boxing club kind of thing. And it is, but it's some kind of underground boxing thing where you fight with, you use all your quirk and like everything, and you can kill your opponents and all that. And this guy is so into it that he wanted, like, he always wants to fight to the death. And if you're not dead, then that's not enough for him. Like, you know, but he's sort of like, his code of ethic. I don't know. I guess it's his code that made him wanna heal Kirishima so that he can face him again. Oh, when he acknowledged Kirishima, man. But Kirishima was like passed out, so only Fat Gum like knew that, like the respect that villain gave Kirishima and all that. So I love that part of it. So they're there trying to fix him, trying to heal him, and Fat Gum used the opportunity to ask Rappa, like, what are they trying to do? And when the shield guy was like, we're not gonna tell you, and then Rappa like immediately started talking, I'm like, yo, I knew he was gonna talk, because I don't know, I liked him. Even though he's a villain, he has a code, so I liked him. Then he tells us that Overhaul is the only one that defeated him. And I'm like, yo, the guy, I don't know how they're gonna defeat Overhaul, man. Like, he can destroy you and reassemble you. How can you fight someone like that? Like, I don't know. And then apparently last episode when one of the Shie Hasakai person was talking and said something along those lines that maybe like they're actually thinking that Chisaki is the one that did something to the boss, and that's why he's lying down in the bed. But then Chisaki in this episode is like, he's the only one that actually, like, he admires the boss the most, and he wants to accomplish what the boss intends. Like, all he's doing is for the boss, and that the others just don't understand his mentality. So did he actually do something to the boss, or did the boss fell ill and he just decided to took over and wanted to implement his plan, which apparently is for the boss? But I feel like the way the others understand what the boss wants and the way Chisaki understand what the boss wants is completely different. Maybe Overhaul is taking it in, he's twisting the boss's will, like he's twisting it to his own, I don't know, desires or something. He still thinks that he's doing the boss's will, but not really. And then they showed this, they went back to this when they were having their meeting with Chisaki and Shigaraki in the room there, where they were like, okay, I told you my plans, now there needs to be some kind of there's still ill will between us, so in order to sort of overcome that, then you're gonna need to give us 2 of your people, and it turns out to be Toga and Twice. And then like so many things happened this episode, man, that I like trying to run. And then the fight between Toga, Aizawa, and Deku. Oh, Rocklock. Oh my gosh. Rocklock's thing is really cool. Like when the thing was turning, Mimic was doing his thing and he just locked it, and then they will be walking, and I'm like, those police officers, they were just walking so slowly. I'm like, yo, like, can you hurry up? Okay, so they're walking to the thing, and then Deku is there trying to bust everything up, and then the mimic guy separated them, and then you have Toga facing Rocklock. Like, I'm telling y'all, man, like that girl and her knife, each time she stabs somebody, I'm like feeling it in my bones, especially when she stabbed Rocklock in the back, and then later on it was Aizawa. I'm like, oh my gosh, like when she stabbed Rocklock, I'm like, oh my god, did she kill him? But I don't think she did. I feel like he's still alive. And then she turned into him, waiting for Aizawa and Deku to come, and then Aizawa like noticed it like immediately when they were both standing there, the fake Rocklock and then Rocklock on the ground, and Deku comes in and sees them too, and I'm like, okay, Deku, like think of who like to stabs people and can turn into people. Like what happened during the provisional exam? That's where she used her quirk, right, and turned into. Oh, I'm forgetting her name. Yeah, when she turned into gravity, and then I'm like, can he think back to that moment and then like try? In my mind, I'm thinking that he's gonna like discover, he's gonna know immediately that it's not like the fake, that Toga was the fake one. But then I feel like that I was too. I don't know. I was expecting too much, because there's nothing about that situation that can make him immediately think about Toga and her set of powers and quirks and all that. But Aizawa, like, he saw through it almost immediately, and then he attacked her, used his things to wrap her, and then she like just used it, flipped around her, and then when he stabbed him in the back, she just keeps stabbing people. And then her crazy obsession with Deku. So she did all that, and then like she runs away, right? And then they showed Twice comes with the Sword Night Eye. Dang. I guess you can't be like, being a hero, you can't just rely on your quirk. For some reason, I didn't think that he must be like strong. His physical ability must be strong. He knows how to fight. I never think about that. I only think about the fact that he can see into the future and all that. So that's the only thing that I thought of when it comes to Sword Eye. So to see him like swipe that dude's leg and then like punch him so hard, I'm like, you. And then he, like, you can see he's ripped. Like, you can't judge a book by his cover, man. Like, when I see him, I just see this guy that has this quirk, and that's it. Like, I never see past that. And to see him do that here, I'm like, whoa, he's amazing. And that dude, the Reaper, for some, I didn't actually think at first. I didn't think that it was a copy of Reaper that was there. I thought for some reason it was the original one, but then why would he be there when he's like with Kirishima and Fat Gum and all that? But it turns out it was Twice's copy of him. And then Twice was so afraid. What does he do apart from him like making copies and all that? Does he have any fighting skills? Because it doesn't look like it. So while he was running away, the mimic guy like erected this wall to separate them from him. And then I don't know how, I don't quite remember how it happened, but his mask was like scratched off. So he started, you know how in the one episode, I believe it was last season, toward the end of last season, where there was this focus on him and then his backstory, and then he was hearing this other voice in him that like when he's trying to do this, the voice is like, no, do this, and he was just sort of losing it until he puts on the mask, and then he's like, okay. So he was starting to do that, And then he's like, okay, I need to fix this. And then when Toga comes out and like wrap that thing around him, the fact that they care about each other, the League of Villains, they care about each other. Like Toga cares about him, that she comes and then does that to him. I don't know, that just did something to my heart. So I'm like, I cannot be sympathizing with the villains, man. Like I cannot. They're villains. They're trying to do bad stuff. So, but like, that was, I love that scene. And then Toga mentioned the fact that Twice is the one that was feeling most responsible for what happened to Big Sis Mag, they're calling him. So, because he was the one that brought Chisaki to the place, and that's where Chisaki like destroyed Big Sis Mag, and then like the arm of what was his name? The magician. And then they went back to this scene with them, the League of Villains, and Shigaraki there, and Shigaraki telling them that Toga and Twice were gonna go become Yakuza, and they were not happy with that. And they confronted him. They're like, what? Like Toga is like, how do you feel about us? How do you think about, I don't know, like what are we to you? Something like that. And then Twice is like, after all those, what this guy did, you want us to join? Like, no. And then he took off his hand off the face, and then the way he was looking at them and all that, like, and then he said he trusts us. I trust you. I'm not sure I quite understood what his plan is. He's like, he's trusting them to do what? I'm not quite sure. But yeah, the fact that he trusted them, that's why they were like, okay, he trusts us to do this. That's because he clearly has a plan. He said that he doesn't consider them, like the Hasakai, as them being on equal level. So he's seeing them as like way below him, and that he's probably just trying to use the fact that he sent those two there. And he said something about them being the cornerstone of the League of Villains, right? So they're those two are really important. Like all of them are important, but I feel like those two are maybe slightly more important. I don't know. So the fact that he sent them into that organization is for a purpose, and I'm not quite understanding what that purpose is, but they did some kind of reverse psychology on the mimic guy to try to force him to tap into his power, and then something snapped, and then he created these big giant holes or something, and then those two, Toga and Twice, were like sliding down, and then you have Aizawa and Deku also sliding down. So is it gonna be like 2-on-2 there with Aizawa and Deku against Toga and Twice, I believe? And then the episode had to end like right there. I'm like, yo, oh. There was so many hype stuff in this episode and so many scary stuff. Like those stabbings, man. Like stabbings, that's the proper word, right? Like when she was stabbing them, I can still feel it. Okay, I talked way too much. I love this episode, man. I loved it. Was not expecting Toga. Was not expecting Twice, like the League of Villains, to like show up like in the episode like that. Like I was not expecting it. And then Chisaki also with his I'm afraid this Tosaki. What the heck? Chisaki. I'm afraid, man. Like in the intro, you see there's this clip of Chisaki and Deku sort of like facing each other. I guess they're about to fight. So I'm like, how is Deku gonna? I don't know. We'll see. Thank you guys for watching this episode. And if you like it, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and I will see you back on Tuesday. Yeah, for my reaction to My Hero Academia Season 4, Episode 11. Yeah, and if you want to see the full length to this reaction, you can check it out on Patreon. And thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.